is another coffee shop observation from Tony. I was at the coffee shop once again the other night. Well, last night, but that's not the night that what I'm going to talk about happened. It was the night or two before. I guess it was Sunday night. Anyway, I was hanging out with my usual crowd, and lately on the weekends, there's a whole center pit section area that fills with these emo people. And I don't want to say emo kids, because this is what we were talking about last night, is they weren't kids. They were like emo young adults, which I'm not going to bash on people and their fashion, because I've dressed strangely many a time, but there are certain things that I think sort of are age specific. For instance, the emo clothes, they just look a little out of place on somebody that's 20-something years old. Now, maybe they're searching for their lost youth or something, I'm not sure, but just the whole, it just looked strange. I don't want to sound, what is it, prejudiced or anything, but it just didn't, they looked strange on these older kids, the 20-something crowd. So that's just what I kind of thought was unusual. And another thing is there's a handicapped parking space right in front of the coffee shop, which is usually open, because the rest of the coffee shop parking spaces all around are filled up. There's a theater across the street, an old theater that was renovated, so parking gets to be difficult. And this theater they restored, it has these high-end plays and events that happen. The tickets probably cost $35, $40 a seat, and there's a big parking structure that they built right next door, and tickets are $5 to park in the parking structure. But you would think that these hoity-toity people going to see these events at the new renovated theater would be more than happy to pay $5 additional to park in the parking structure. But no, they're tightwad asses have to jam up every side street and every place in front of the coffee shops and stuff, because they're so cheap that they can't pop for $5 to park in the parking structure. Oh, but they'll take their hot dates to these artsy movies and these artsy plays going on at this renovated theater. It's amazing how cheap some people can be on one thing and lavish on another. Pay $40 or $50 for a ticket and will walk 5 miles with their date because they don't want to pay $5 to park in the parking garage right next door to the movie theater. Anyway, back to the handicap parking thing, is they really need to make guidelines on who is handicapped and who isn't. Because I've seen documentaries on like Discovery or Lifetime or one of those channels where they'll show handicapped people that are running marathons with these new high-tech spring legs and stuff like that, or people that have mechanical arms that can do intricate stuff like build a ship in a bottle. You know what I'm talking about? But you get people out here, it's abused. They go in because they have a wheezy asthma problem. Okay? Maybe they have a hard time breathing, so they'll go get a placard so they can park in a handicapped parking space. Well, if handicapped people want to have the same, not to be treated as special, or want to be treated equally, then they need to you know what? They need to park where I park, way out in the middle of BFE, because everybody at the theater is watching a movie. I mean, if you're legitimately handicapped and you're missing a leg, or you have an oxygen tank strapped to you, or something like that, that's a different story. But if you're going to whip up there and park your car and get out because you have an asthma problem, or you suffer from your depression or something, so you're handicapped, get out of here. I don't have any pity for you. And I don't think they should have the handicap parking. I think they can walk just as far as anybody else. And if I'm bashed about handicapped people, I'm sorry. But that's just the way I am. I'm a little bit cynical on handicapped people because of the abuse that happens out here with the handicap parking spaces. And the amazing thing, you go to the casinos out here, and it's like the first 3 rows of the casino parking is all handicap parking, and it's packed full of people. And you walk into the casino, and these people are drilling down cigarettes through their little breather things in their necks. It's like, you did it to yourself, and I have to park way out there because I'm going off track again. I started off talking about emo clothes and stuff like that, but yeah, the handicap parking thing is it's just too bad that the people abuse the handicap privileges, I guess they are. Handicap people, legitimate handicap people, and they should have a screening process. I truly have no problem with them parking in handicap parking spaces. It's the people that aren't handicapped, that have the handicap decal, that are handicapped on such a mild level that they should never have gotten the plates or the decal. Those are the ones that I think should go to the back of the line. So, that's my coffee shop rant today. And here's the beast. He had to jump on the table because he cannot stand not being around me. Oh, this is torture for you, Seamus. It's not for me. Take care, everybody, and gosh, I'll be posting another one of these things later. Take care.